Well, Bill Laimbeer referencing the full-page ad the Raiders took out in support of the Las Vegas Aces. Laimbeer has won 3 titles as a head coach with Detroit. Taking a look at the starting lineups for the Storm. Super Jewel Lloyd in the backcourt. Alicia Clark, first team all-defense this season. Breanna Stewart, and last year's Defensive Player of the Year, Natasha Howard. For the Aces, Danielle Robinson has been starting at the point after being off the bench during the season. Kayla McBride, Angel McCautry, Asia Wilson. One of the best stories of these playoffs, Carolyn Swords. More on her as the game continues. But game 1 of the 2020 WNBA Finals is underway.
No surprise for Seattle. Alicia Clark, one of the best defenders in the WNBA, starts the game on Angel McCautry.
And there's Swords attacking the offensive glass. Denied by Howard. It's going to stay here with Vegas. Carolyn Swords had a very big series against Connecticut. Maybe different matchups, though, here against the Seattle team.
Yeah, but she is, no matter what, a big, strong presence inside for the Vegas Aces.
McCautry will fire and hit from 3. Angel McCautry, the all-time leader in points per game average in finals. 31 points per game, but she has never won a finals game. Has lost all 9 she has appeared in, as Atlanta was swept 3 times, and now an offensive foul here against the Seattle Storm. Gary Kloppenberg, the Seattle Storm head coach this season after Dan Hughes opted out because of health reasons. Klopp has long been an outstanding assistant in this league and a chance to win a title as a head coach as Danielle Robinson hits from 3. Robinson just 16% from deep in her career.
Danielle Robinson is a player who can be a threat on the offensive end, primarily when she attacks the basket. You usually defensively want her taking the 3.
And there's McCautry. She will improvise, duck down for a deflection and a steal there. An early 6-0 lead for Vegas. Now it's the MVP's turn. Can't hit. Swords' second offensive rebound. Here is Wilson, spinning, flipping, can't get the roll. Swords again, and this time she puts it back.
And without second defenders coming at Asia Wilson, I don't know why Carolyn Swords has been able to get those offensive boards. Just hard work by the big girl.
And Jewel Lloyd with the first bucket of the game for Seattle. Ending an 8-0 run to start this one for Vegas. These teams met twice in the regular season. Vegas winning both matchups. Sue Bird played in neither. And Wilson just money in the mid-range.
What you see from Vegas early is they are playing a lot through the middle of the floor. Seattle likes to trap on the outside, so when you go against them, you try to avoid those areas.
Stewart, pull-up jumper, banks in. Did she call it? No?
Another thing to keep note of is Breanna Stewart does not match up with Asia Wilson on this end of the floor, but Asia Wilson does match up with Stewie on the other end.
Angel McCautry could not quite slide it in. Here comes Bird, pedaling forward. Clark, the ball fake, the drive, too high off the window. And McCautry able to reestablish in bounds and control it for her team. Asia Wilson got dangerously close to a backcourt violation.
Yes, she did.
Looking for Robinson there. Wilson from 16, short, and out of bounds, or no, they're going to say that was deflected. It'll stay with the Aces.
Asia Wilson, just simple, flashing up to the wing, and she can hit that shot with nobody on her. Breanna Stewart, one dribble pull-up. She didn't call bank, but it's still worth 2.
Stewart first all-time in points per game average in the playoffs. Just under 24 as McCautry can't squirm it in. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Clark pushing pace. Alicia Clark not picked up. Seattle with Vegas's defense moving. Bird a bit too strong. Aces won a hard-fought 5-game series against Connecticut. to find their way in the finals. Meanwhile, Seattle swept Minnesota, so they've had a little longer layoff. Wilson draws the foul. She'll shoot 2. Bill Laimbeer, his first WNBA Finals appearance with the Aces, his 3rd year at the helm, a 3-time champion in Detroit.
No one got to the free throw line this season in the WNBA more than A'ja Wilson. She is an absolute handful to defend one-on-one, but right now that is how Seattle is choosing to play her.
Well, and if you see the line she's had in these playoffs, Lisa Leslie, the only other player in WNBA playoff history to achieve that line. But we saw A'ja Wilson going to the line and the impact it made in Game 5, that do-or-die game. She went to the line 10 times in the 4th quarter, and that was the difference with offense stagnant down the stretch.
What a huge help side block from Angel McCautry on what looked like an open layup for Howard.
And now another offensive rebound for Vegas. Wilson able to shovel it to McBride. Too strong, and Bird collects the rebound for Seattle. Clark thought about a deep one. Instead, Stewart will fire. No. And the rebound, McCautry. Seattle was 2nd in the WNBA in three-point shooting percentage during the regular season, but struggled a bit from 3 in their sweep over Minnesota. Gary Kloppenberg did not expect that to continue here. McCautry short, that time a better box out from Natasha Howard. Bird leaves for Stewart. Yeah, that's true.
Brianna Stewart is probably going to have those looks. The 3s early in transition, the pull-up 2s early in transition.
An 11-7 Vegas lead. First quarter of Game 1 of these best-of-5 finals. Good deflection from Lloyd, who's had an outstanding playoffs. And it's out of bounds to Vegas. Will step aside. This connection, yeah, they're a little familiar with each other. Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart. We may see a lot of that over the next week and a half.
The WNBA Finals 2020 is presented by YouTube TV. 85+ live channels and unlimited DVR. YouTube TV. Try it free. And by Taco Bell. Order ahead and pick up your favorites at our con.
With the first pick of the 2002 WNBA draft, the Seattle Storm select Sue Bird from the University of Connecticut.
Sue Bird is an 11-time All-Star and the league's all-time assist leader.
It's real! It's real! The WNBA champs in 2010.
The Seattle Storm have climbed back to the mountaintop. Your 2018 WNBA champions.
I talked to Sue Bird yesterday about what she knows about playing in moments like this, and she said, people forget I've had a lot more playoff crushing losses than I've had wins. She said, what I know is that you can't play scared. She said, every moment you have to not play with fear, you can't be scared, and you have to go after it.
Well, Sue Bird knows what it's like to go after it in the finals. 3 appearances. 3 finals wins, already holds the WNBA record for longest gap between finals victories, 14 years, and can extend that to 16 with a win in these finals.
Fast-paced start to this first quarter. Angel McCautry already on the bench. Jackie Young in for her, for Vegas.
And Jewel Lloyd bunny hops it in. Lloyd has always been incredibly talented. But Gary Kloppenberg talks about the biggest difference this season, and we've seen it in the playoffs. Remarkable consistency from Lloyd as Epiphany Prince gets hit with the foul.
Yeah, Jewel Lloyd so good coming off screens here. Gets a step by Kayla McBride, so able to finish inside. Help side not there soon enough. First 2 possessions that Jackie Young is in there, she's looking to be aggressive. She struggled at the end of the semifinal series. The last 2 games not able to score.
Seattle wins the tip. Bird out there with Prince, Lloyd, Stewart, and Howard. Oh, Danielle Robinson knew what was coming. Here's Robinson. The Euro step slicing, can't finish. Howard, a strong-handed rebound. Las Vegas got out to an 8-0 start in this game. Now an 11-9 Vegas lead. Lloyd fading away, puts it in. Jewel Lloyd with 7 first-quarter points. She's 3 of 3.
When she caught the ball, you could hear her teammates yelling double. She didn't care. She was going to shoot that thing.
McBride can't hit. Vegas has missed 10 straight shots.
That's Carolyn Sword's 4th offensive rebound, Rye.
She has been an incredible piece for this Vegas team. Good hands by Prince, coming in with a steal after Bird stood up Swords. Bird, no look. Stewart able to finish off the window. And Seattle has its first lead in these 2020 finals.
And this is the pace that Seattle wants to play. Whether it's off a miss, a steal, or even a made basket, they will look to push the other way quickly.
This is absurd, Rebecca. Sue Bird has 6 assists already in this first quarter. Good box out from Stewart. And again, Seattle, as Rebecca talked about, pushing pace. Stewart into the lane, curls it up and in with the left hand.
I think important to note that Seattle won their series in a 3-game sweep over Minnesota. It was hard fought for Vegas in 5 games. A lot more minutes in particular for their starters.
McBride, it's a big 3, and it feels like McBride is going to be an important player in this series for Vegas.
She was really stymied in the semifinals because she had such a great defender on her in Breon January. Sue Bird does not advance the ball up the floor with lots of dribbles. She is so good at doing this. Head up, 1 dribble, and just feeds Stewart beautifully. Breanna Stewart is going to look to attack. Early on, she was taking the mid-range pull-up, banking it in, taking threes. You want her to have a balance of that with also getting to the rim.
Seattle a 1-point lead. Canada was cutting it off. Lloyd saves it to Canada, flips it to Stewart, who can't quite lay it in. Here's Jackie Young using her size, and a foul called on the pass. It'll be a side out of bounds for Vegas. Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA Finals schedule. ABC Sunday, it'll be game 2, 3 Eastern between these teams. On Rebecca Lobo's birthday, I consider it a national holiday. It'll be game 3 on ESPN Tuesday at 7 Eastern.
Papa Ruco's birthday, too.
Very good memory. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Nice look from Lloyd. Prince connects on a 3. Sammy Whitcomb, not with the Storm, left the bubble to be with her wife, who is giving birth, so Epiphany Prince becomes even more important off the bench for Seattle.
Epiphany Prince played well in game 3 of the semifinal series. Ooh, that looked like it was good defense by Jewel Lloyd.
And instead, it'll be foul number 2 on Lloyd.
Just the spot up again. Seattle in transition. That's what they want to do. Look for their early offense. Jackie Young, big, strong guard. She does a really good job getting to the free throw line as well. She's not necessarily a threat from 3-point line, but she can bully her way inside, get and ones, and hit the mid-range jumper with her size over smaller guards.
Former #1 pick, the first pick of the 2019 draft, as Lloyd will check out with 2 personal fouls. Canada giving Bird a breather. Prince, nice little hesitation to get into the lane and finish.
Yeah, really nice job. Asia Wilson was faded over, but she beautifully just took it right to the bucket.
20-16 Seattle lead. McBride, a deep 3 is good. Kayla McBride showing the range in the early going.
So important in this series because throughout the course of the season, she has been Vegas's prime 3-point threat. They do not take a lot of them, but they are going to need spacing against Seattle.
Shot clock is down to 5. Prince trying to find an angle, could not, but got the whistle. And Epiphany Prince making an impact.
But really nice patience with Prince and Breanna Stewart. They set the screen with the shot clock coming down. The big had to switch out. You see right there, Emma Cannon has to switch out on Epiphany Prince. That's how she gets to the basket.
Prince hits the first free throw. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Epiphany Prince is a new add to this Seattle Storm team this year, and she has been a great fit, partially because of a good job recommendation from a colleague. She was a teammate with Brianna Stewart over in Russia this season, and they really hit it off. And Alicia Valvana said, you know, Stewie gave her a great recommendation. I did my due diligence and homework, and she's been a terrific fit, and her role increases here with Sammy Whitcomb leading the team.
Yeah, Holly, great point. Brianna Stewart doing some scouting there for Seattle.
And that last play offensively for Seattle was two players who have time on the floor with one another.
Young hits the jumper on another second chance for Las Vegas. And Jackie Young already with 4 points, big after 2 scoreless games, the final 2 of the semi.
Vegas with 9 more field goal attempts than Seattle.
And a 7-0 second chance point edge. 4 seconds remaining in the first. Prince again gets the whistle. Epiphany Prince will shoot 2 more.
Come on, Aaron. Number 15.
Epiphany Prince gets the switch again with a big on her and attacks the basket.
Now you just saw in that shot of Bill Lambier, De'Erica Hamby. That's a big loss for the Las Vegas Aces. The 6th woman of the year for a 2nd straight season. Tore a ligament in her knee in the semifinals and is out for the remainder of this season. But Vegas's identity was their bench, and they lost the biggest piece of it as Prince goes 1 for 2 from the line. Lindsay Allen flicks it ahead. Young will heave, and that will do it. An entertaining first quarter in Bradenton. Seattle a 2-point lead after 1 quarter of game 1.
You have the experience of Sue Bird leading the Seattle Storm. And then the MVP from 2018 finishing here.
Here with Seattle's Brianna Stewart, and Las Vegas got out to a hot start. What did you guys do to collect yourself after that early timeout to get into more of an offensive rhythm?
Yeah, I think we just continue to stay calm. Obviously, you know, this is their first finals. They're very excited to get to this point, and obviously we just had to withstand that run and make a run of our own.
They've had a lot more possessions, more shots on goal than you guys have. How important are possessions in a playoff game like this?
Yeah, possessions are extremely important. I think we want to continue to keep taking care of the ball, and defensively we need to box up.
Thank you.
Well, Angel McCautry hits a 3 to begin the 2nd quarter. Speaking of those possessions, Vegas had 10 more shots than Seattle did in that first quarter. They shot just 29%, but those second opportunities is what allowed them to be down just 2 as Clark flew the bunny. Here's Jackie Young off to a strong start here in game 1 of her first finals. Young leaning in. 6 points for Jackie Young, the #1 pick of the 2019 draft.
Phil Lambier's bench is a little bit shorter than it was even 2 weeks ago, and he's doing his best to manage minutes. McCautry only played 5 in that first quarter. Asia Wilson out of the game now, getting some rest around the quarter.
Cannon fading away, can't hit. For more on Jackie Young, let's check in with Holly.
Well, Jackie Young has been a huge piece of the success of this Las Vegas Aces team. She had a stretch in the middle of the season where she had 6 games or more where she averaged 15 points per game. But in the last game against Connecticut in that game 5, she was not there. 0 points off the bench, was really struggling in those minutes. But as they walked off the court, her coach, Bill Lambier, said to her, that wasn't your game, but the next one will be. Looks like she believed him. She's been good so far.
And she's going to be important in this series against Connecticut. Connecticut had big, strong defensive guards, and they were able to stymie Kayla McBride and Jackie Young. That's not the makeup of this team. In particular, you saw that last possession. Jordan Canada, much smaller than Jackie Young, trying to defend her on the pull-up.
26-24, Vegas in front. Lindsay Allen operating the point for Vegas. She did not factor into the semifinals as she went from starting point guard to out of the rotation as McCautry hits another 3. Angel McCautry is 3 of 3 from deep. Stewart, what a deep seal, and McCautry came around to smack her.
Angel McCaughtry has been so impressive throughout the course of the playoffs. Alicia Clark's hand is right there. Angel's focus is laser sharp. Has been phenomenal from deep so far.
And make no mistake about it, Angel McCaughtry's third quarter in Game 4 of the semifinals saved Las Vegas' season. Connecticut had totally controlled the semis. McCaughtry just exploded with 16 points in the third, turned a deficit into a big lead, and the Aces then cruised to a Game 4 win and toughed it out in Game 5. McCaughtry was a big contributor there as well, and she can't finish this time on the run. Mercedes Russell into the game for the Storm, a little give and go with Clark, and Clark able to finish.
Yeah, involving Carolyn Swords defensively, whether it's in pick and rolls or handoffs, is a place that Seattle feels like they can attack on the offensive end.
McCaughtry can't finish. Here comes Sue Bird at 6 assists in the first quarter, second most ever in a WNBA Finals frame. And Bird reverses it home.
Oh, they tried to trap her on the side, and she was able to get Carolyn Swords on her hip and went right by. Beautiful move by Sue Bird.
First field goal of the finals for Sue Bird. Lloyd fell, McBride can't hit, but a whistle as McBride appears shaken up.
Yeah, it looked like Mercedes Russell's knee went right into Kayla McBride's thigh.
Now, how about this, Rebecca? We know the Las Vegas Aces, they go against the grain, right? Everybody else is shooting more threes. Well, they're shooting less threes. This season, they were by far last in the WNBA. They shot just 11.5 threes per game. So far, in this first half of Finals Game 1, looks like the strategy has changed. Vegas is 6 of 8 from downtown.
They're getting great production from Angel McCaughtry from deep. Kayla McBride, a little too you expect. We saw Danielle Robinson hit one early. That's not to be expected. Vegas, a team that normally plays through the paint, gets to the free throw line. That's their MO on the offensive end of the floor.
Shot more free throws as a team than any other team in the W this season. And a defensive 3 seconds here called against Carolyn Swords. But if you're the Aces and you just have one field goal thus far from A'ja Wilson and a lead on Seattle, you feel pretty good about that.
And with every jump shot you make, you open up the inside of the floor for A'ja Wilson a little bit more, because the defense, every time their assignment makes a shot, you start inching a little bit closer, a little bit closer. That will give A'ja Wilson more room to operate.
Bird finds Lloyd. Lloyd on the attack, lays it in. Jewel Lloyd already in double figures. She has 10 points. Another former #1 pick. Seattle with 3 of them. Bird, Lloyd, and Stewart. Here's McCaughtry. Dumping it to Wilson. Right back, Angel lines it up and hits again.
And every time Angel McCaughtry hits one of those shots, Alicia Clark has to second guess if she should leave and go to A'ja Wilson. She left that time and left McCaughtry wide open.
She is 4 of 4 from deep. Lloyd sneaks to the rim. Lloyd and McCaughtry exchanging buckets as McBride can't hit that one. Wilson gobbles up the rebound, tried to barrel it back up, but good D from Howard. Now Bird pushing, dishing, Clark the feed, Howard short. The rebound taken by Robinson. Excellent pace to this first half of Game 1 of this best-of-5 finals. McBride can't hit, but a whistle away from the shot will go against Seattle. We will step aside. Vegas a 1-point lead. What action in the opening half of these finals.
If you're Vegas and you've got some 2-man game going, it might as well be Angel McCaughtry, A'ja Wilson. Little big, big little, 3.
You are watching watching the WNBA Finals 2020 presented by YouTube TV. It's raining threes for Vegas.
This is a team that shot the fewest threes by far of any team in the WNBA this season, and they've gotten production from multiple players outside the three-point line. None more so than Angel McCautry, who has been stellar from the perimeter.
How about Vegas? 7 of 10 from 3. McBride and Angel combined 6 of 7. I mean, this is a team that averaged just 4 threes per game, far and away the last in the WNBA this season. Good hands by Howard. She's done a nice job on Wilson. 3 to shoot. Robinson around Bird. Couldn't finish. Loose ball. Grabbed by Stewart. Here comes Bird. Bird, the flick ahead. Stewart lays it in. 8 assists already for Sue Bird. And Breanna Stewart's in double figures.
And Breanna Stewart has done a great job running the floor. The rim run has got her a couple easy baskets already.
Robinson, nice delivery. Young can't hit the 3. And Swords tips it over to Bird. A 35-34 Seattle lead. Game 1 of these best-of-5 finals. Epiphany Prince connects from deep. And what a first half for Prince. She has 11 off the bench.
She's working that screen and roll with Breanna Stewart nicely. That time just stepped behind it and drained the 3.
This is the largest lead for Seattle. It's 4. Wilson. Wilson can't get it to drop. Swords gets denied by Stewart. Swords another chance. Again denied by Stewart. And Seattle controls.
Whenever I see Swords do that, and we've seen it a couple times in the playoffs, you think of like the older sister and the younger sisters trying to jump up and get the ball.
Or like me and you when we play.
That's right.
Stewart leaves for Howard. A little hesitation, and the flick is good for Natasha Howard. Seattle shooting 61.5%. Vegas shooting under 29% from the floor. But it's just a 6-point game because of all the Vegas threes and all the extra Vegas possessions. Howard spins and shovels. Stewart, you bet! Breanna Stewart with 13 first-half points in Game 1. And the Storm on a 12-0 run. McBride will heave. No. Bird the rebound. Dishes down the floor to Lloyd. Beautifully done. Bird to Lloyd for the bucket. It's a 14-0 Storm run. 10 assists in this first half for Sue Bird. And Breanna Stewart feeling it from deep. Jewel Lloyd already with 14 first half points. And the Storm starting to light it up.
Breanna Stewart already with 13 points in this game. What makes her so difficult to defend? Well, you know she's going to run the floor. She can hit threes, get out in transition. Well, here, A'ja Wilson stepped off her just enough. Breanna Stewart's going to hit the mid-range shot. And then as soon as the shot goes up or a steal is gotten, she's going to run the floor. Again, A'ja Wilson, a terrific defender, but Stewie has a step on her. Sue Bird finds her in stride, able to hit. Mid-range, running transition, and then here, A'ja Wilson right on her, and it doesn't matter. Breanna Stewart able to hit the 3 right on her. This is a 6'4" post player showing you everything she can do on the offensive end of the floor.
A 14-0 Seattle run. Angel McCautry can't get that to drop. Stewart comes up with the rebound. Lloyd, carving, floating, couldn't hit, got it back. Yeah. 16 in the first half for Jewel Lloyd. And a 16-0 Storm run. They have a 13-point lead. Lloyd shot it just under 60% from the floor in the semifinals, a sweep of Minnesota. And she's picked up where she left off. Cannon has it deflected by Howard.
Howard saved that possession because Asia Wilson had Sue Bird posted up.
Lloyd, great look. Howard is fouled. And Natasha Howard will shoot two.
Natasha Howard attacking the basket, being active. It's what she does so well, able to draw the foul on Asia Wilson.
Well, we will have game 2 of these WNBA Finals Sunday, 3 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. Breanna Stewart and the second-seeded Storm face Asia Wilson and the top-seeded Aces in this best-of-5 championship series. You know, the Storm may be the 2 seed, but they are one of just 5 teams all time to outscore their opponents by at least 10 points per game. The other 4 all went on to win the finals. As Asia Wilson connects for her second field goal of the game.
Seattle's not sending help early to Asia Wilson like we saw Connecticut to do in the semifinals. They're waiting for her to put it on the floor before the help comes.
Timeout, 1:54 to go in the second quarter. Aces will need a little more of this from Asia.
Yeah, they need Asia Wilson to get hot. Their most important offensive player finally finding 2.
Stay tuned for the WNBA halftime report presented by State Farm. Women's Basketball Hall of Famer and former WNBA star Swin Cash, one of our favorites, won titles with Seattle. She joins the studio as our guest analyst with LaChina Robinson, holding it down.
Also won titles playing for Bill Lambier in Detroit. She's got all the info.
Connects everywhere, and you see Sue Bird 10 assists in this first half, a WNBA Finals record for most assists in a half. And how about this? She's just 1 assist away from the record for most assists in a Finals game, period. That record is 11. Just in case you need help with the 10+1 math. You know, that's what I'm here for, partner. Lloyd, great pocket pass, and Howard lays it in.
Great dribble penetration and then delivery of the pass by Jewel Lloyd.
Wilson, the turn, got fouled. And Asia Wilson is going to go to the line. It'll be her 3rd and 4th free throws of this game.
Asia Wilson was posting for a while, and then on the catch, you see that's when the help comes. Breanna Stewart giving the official a side eye, but she got Asia Wilson right on the arm.
Now, I believe they called that foul, though, on Natasha Howard. And so that is number 2 on Howard, and Stewart is still left with none.
That's what the side eye was for then.
Now, let me ask you, Rebecca, maybe this is an obvious answer. Would you rather be foul number 1 on Stewart or foul number 2 on Howard?
1 on Stewart.
All right. So Howard goes to the bench with 2 fouls. And in that case, probably the incorrect identification.
And why? Because Natasha Howard has had the prime defensive assignment on Asia Wilson.
Also, I'd say Howard has a little bit more of a endemic foul problem. Ryan Rucco, the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe, LaChina Robinson with you. So happy you guys are all with us for the 2020 WNBA Finals, game 1 of this best-of-5 series. Seattle a 13-point lead, second quarter winding down. Lloyd a 3, she got it. Jewel Lloyd with 19 first half points.
We saw it with Epiphany Prince and now with Jewel Lloyd. Involving Carolyn Swords in the screen, the defense gets stuck behind or to the side, and they've both made him pay.
Lloyd 8 of 10 from the floor. Wilson can't hit. Good D from Russell. Stewart 6th rebound. Stewart couldn't quite get it over to Clark, and it's out of bounds off McBride.
Jewel Lloyd here. Mercedes Russell calling for the screen. Jackie Young gets stuck behind, just like she got stuck behind the screen, and Epiphany Prince was able to hit.
And Lloyd has just been incredible in these playoffs. She's 8 of 10 from the floor, and yeah, you could give her an assist there as Stewart first half. Wilson finally gets a lane to finish.
And credit Kayla McBride for being able to handle that trap, navigate her way out of it to get A'ja Wilson the basketball.
Vegas had a 34-31 lead with 6:26 left in this quarter. And then Seattle just flipped a switch. Shot clock turned off. Lloyd lost the handle for a moment. 2 seconds left. Lloyd, not that time. It was online, just a bit too strong. But what a remarkable end to this second quarter from Seattle. Lloyd and Stewart with beefy lines. 35 combined points. And the Storm a 17-point halftime lead here in game one. Head coach Gary Kloppenberg is with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach, your group got off to a little bit of a slow start. Las Vegas started out on an 8-0 run. What changed to flip that switch to get in a flow?
They came out really shooting the ball well from three. I just thought we picked up our intensity defensively, started to rebound the ball better, you know, and then we got our, that helps us get our running game going. So I think once we get our running game going, we can get to the rim, get some easy shots, and that opens up our three-point shooting.
Yeah, your three-point shooting really got hot there lately. Sue Bird seems to find the open person and really get that flow going for your group. How does she do it so well?
Yeah, she's really good. And if we can get the court spread and with a quick screen and roll, it kind of sets up a drive, kick, and pass game for us. And, you know, we have good shooters. If they can get open looks, we're going to knock them down.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Ryan?
Well, Holly, a 26-6 run at the end of the quarter for Seattle. State Farm halftime coming up next.
They have good shooters, and if they're left open, they can score. Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart combining for 35. And how about Sue Bird setting everybody up? Set that table, Sue. 10 assists in the first half.
Welcome back to the WNBA Finals 2020 presented by YouTube TV. Getting ready to start the third quarter of Game 1. Seattle, a 57-40 lead on Las Vegas. Hey again, everybody. Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. What a finish to that half from the Seattle Storm. A 26-6 dash to halftime to build this 17-point lead. And Jewel Lloyd and Brianna Stewart were just unbelievable in that first half.
Yeah, Seattle's offense was just truly humming in that first half. They shot 63%, and Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd just got it done, usually off of a pass from Sue Bird. Stewie, pull up. Jewel Lloyd on the block hitting. Again, another one in transition for Brianna Stewart. And if you're open and running the floor, who's better than Sue Bird at advancing the basketball with a full court pass? Seattle just did a great job of getting out in transition and in their secondary.
19 for Lloyd, 16 for Stewart. Sue Bird, a finals record, 10 first half assists. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, right now down by 17, this Las Vegas Aces team has been resilient all year, but it's important to note the largest halftime deficit ever to be overcome was 14 at the half. That's when Rebecca Lobo played for the New York Liberty and Teresa Witherspoon hit a shot against the Comets. But I believe in this team, guys. They have come back from far worse games. They've been down before. We'll see how resilient they can be tonight.
Well, you have the experience, apparently, Rebecca. Any advice?
I was actually hurt cheering on the bench in that game.
Well, McBride, a good start after the Lloyd bucket. McBride hits from three. And McBride has gotten good looks so far in this finals game as Lloyd again gets free for the layup.
Yeah, the first two possessions for Seattle, they have to be thrilled. Points in the paint off of dribble penetration.
And another Sue Bird assist. She ties a finals record with 11 assists.
A'ja Wilson with the travel on that possession. And thank you for the load she has to shoulder in this game and in this series in particular. Not only trying to be the #1 option on the offensive end of the floor, but having to defend Brianna Stewart every time down the floor.
Here comes McCautry. 12 points, was 4 from 3 in that first half. And a foul called here against Bird, who is 1 assist away from setting a WNBA Finals record. She's got a lot of real estate to get that assist, too.
She does.
off one leg, and McCautry gets fouled. Bird and Clark were in the area, and it's going to be Alicia Clark who's hit with her second personal.
That was a battle the entire possession. Vegas was trying to get Angel McCautry with the post up inside, and Alicia Clark, another big guard, who was really working hard defensively.
You're about to be excited, partner.
Ooh, YouTube.
This is the YouTube TV Try It free throw. Watch WNBA games and 85+ live channels when you try YouTube TV for free at tv.youtube.com.
Try it free throw or try it free throw?
You know, I was going to ask you, where do you think the emphasis should be on that?
The emphasis?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where's the Mufasa?
This is Disney, after all. We've gone down a rabbit hole. We'll try the other way next time. How about that? The try it free throw versus the try it free throw.
All right, we'll remember that in game two.
We'll switch it up each game.
Seattle just turned it over.
Thank you for that. Just the 5th turnover of the game for Seattle. Teams have done a pretty nice job protecting the basketball. Seattle shot at 63% from the floor in the first half. Vegas was under 30%. McCautry short. Stewart might have gotten a piece. It lasted Robinson. And it is Seattle basketball.
Really nice job by Brianna Stewart to come over on the help. It looked to me, because of the rotation on the basketball, that Brianna Stewart got a piece of it.
And even if she hit a hand in that moment, that is okay. Lloyd can't finish. Her and Howard actually got tripped up. McBride enters to Wilson. Wilson can't get it to go, but does get the foul on Stewart, her first.
The last possession, Vegas ran a screen to try to get Stewart switched on to A'ja Wilson. And in this possession, she gets the basketball with Stewie on her. Try to pick up some fouls on Brianna Stewart if you can. She's been playing so well at the offensive end.
It's been a quieter game thus far as Sue Bird gets tended to, infection control. When it comes to A'ja Wilson, a quieter game than what we've been used to, but you can't say enough about the development and the season that Wilson has had. This is a Las Vegas team who's playing without Liz Cambage, who was an MVP candidate a season ago, without Kelsey Plum, who was unbelievable in the playoffs last season. And A'ja Wilson has still managed to get this team into the finals. De'Erica Hamby not there in games 4 and 5. Wilson still able to get the Aces through Connecticut. Taking a look at the upcoming WNBA Finals schedule. ABC Sunday, Seattle at Vegas, game 2, 3 Eastern. And then on Rebecca Lobo's birthday, Tuesday, Vegas and Seattle, game 3, 7 Eastern. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Just to finish that Wilson point, Rebecca, you know, one of the things Bill Lambier talked about is just the way Wilson has embraced that role of being the clear leader of this team now.
Yeah, the vocal leader, the player. I mean, she put the team on her back in stretches throughout the course of the semifinal series. Today, her hands full trying to defend Brianna Stewart, who's just having a monster game.
And that is assist number 12 for Sue Bird, a new WNBA Finals record. McBride short. Rebound Stewart, her 7th. Bird hopping, dishing. Lloyd can't hit. Rebound Swords. There's just such pace and rhythm right now to the Seattle offense. McCautry a quick trigger and hits from 3. Angel McCautry is now 5 of 5 from deep.
What's so interesting to me is that Vegas, what they're doing well is not what they normally do well. This is a team that does not take a lot of threes. They've done that today. This is a team that normally dominates the paint. They have not been able to finish inside. They've not been able to have a parade of free throws.
Well, Sue Bird with this pocket pass sets a WNBA Finals record, her 12th assist of this game. And doing so while playing in the finals 16 years after her first finals appearance. You think we'll be that effective 16 years after our first finals appearance?
At this stage of the game, I just hope I'm alive, right? I hope we're all alive, turning, you know?
A 16-point Seattle lead. Wilson working one-on-one with Howard. And that time she got to her spot, just couldn't finish.
Yeah, that was a really good look for Asia.
Here's Clark. The leaner won't go. Howard tips it, chases it. McBride touches it. And it's going to be Seattle basketball. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, I just have so much respect for Sue Bird and how she's been able to stay on the court. She is a warrior off the court with taking care of her body. She works with Susan Borchard, an acclaimed trainer who keeps her really motivated with unique and great workouts that don't put a lot of stress and strain on her knees. She's modified her diet, cutting out gluten and some mild allergies she has, and she rests and recovers. And even here in the bubble, she's only been able to play about half of the regular season games this year, but she's been a warrior in the weight room, getting her laps in swimming, and Sue Bird doing everything it takes to stay on the court. And that was a pretty good foul right there from Brianna Stewart.
Well, Bird's going to get hit with that personal on the screen. Let's see.
Sue Bird looks like she was stationary, but your feet are supposed to be shoulder width apart, so perhaps because they were a little wider than that, that would be why the foul was called. If anybody notices, when Holly Rowe does a report and the player is standing right in front of her, like happened on that one at the beginning of it, she's almost in a whisper. And then as it goes to the other end, she feels like she can talk a little louder when they can no longer hear. And Asia Wilson's coming alive, Ryan.
Not whispering anymore. As Sue checks out, Wilson gets going. Asia Wilson suddenly with 15 points. And Lloyd nearly turned it over, essentially did, as Stewart saves it to Vegas. Robinson the lead feed, and here come the Aces.
We've seen resiliency from the Vegas Aces throughout the course of the playoffs and the regular season. They have been able to come back from double-digit deficits.
Once down 19, Wilson and the Aces have shaved it to 10.
Sue Bird making history once again with her 12th assist to Brianna Stewart. But can Asia Wilson bring back the Vegas Aces? She's brought them within 10.
All out. 20 minutes, yep. They can't guard us. They cannot guard us. It's okay, though. Don't make the home run. Don't make the home run. We're good. We've been here. Let's go. We're good.
Well, Danielle Robinson, a three-time All-Star. Remind your teammates they have been here, and they have. Vegas 3 times in the regular season came back from double-digit deficits. And in Game 5, as a foul called here against Vegas, against Connecticut, Vegas was down 16 in that game. A do-or-die Game 5, came back and won to advance here. Bill Lambier, when we spoke with him today, just said the thing he was most proud of was the grit. The determination of his group, the way that they stayed battling despite that deficit.
Their heart and their grit.
Canada in, Bird on the bench with 3 fouls. Clark can't scoop it in. Howard bats it alive, loose ball. Wilson able to control it with McBride. Foul against Lloyd. That will be her 3rd.
And a really nice job this possession by Danielle Robinson, orchestrating, getting Angel McCautry onto the right side of the floor. She wanted to have the back screen set so she could get Angel McCautry with Jewel Lloyd as the defender. That entire possession orchestrated right there by Danielle Robinson.
Angel will check out. By the way, Angel McCautry, 5 of 5 from downtown. The finals record for most threes made without a miss is 4. So that record's hers if she doesn't miss another or any tonight. Robinson gives. Young had a productive start to this game. Young leaning, can't hit. And Howard the rebound. Canada pushing. Clark lines it up and needed to go a little right with that lineup. Alicia Clark, one of the game's best three-point shooters. Led the league a season ago at 48%. This year finished second at 52%. Only Simone Augustus better. Robinson, not that time. And Stewart, grab and go. Clark, another look from three. That one off the mark as well. And it's going to stay right here as Howard was battling on the glass with Danielle Robinson on the mismatch, and a foul is going to go against Robinson.
I'm going to call a clamp on Danielle Robinson, trying to box out, but that's been a point of emphasis this year. If you grab your opponent's arm and hold it, you could cause injury. And so they've been really consistent. The officials have been calling that all season long.
Also, it just wasn't necessary from Robinson. Howard had no shot at that rebound. Stewart.
Seattle's still getting good looks. They've just gone cold here in the third.
They have been shooting about 63% as a team, and as you can see there, they're 0 of 4 from 3 in this third. Young, that's her spot, and connects. It's a single-digit game. Seattle had a 19-point lead earlier in the quarter. Clark finds the cutter, Canada. What movement on this possession, but then an errant feed there. Prince nearly threw it away. Canada spins back into it. 3 to shoot. Clark can't hit. Follows it up. And another chance for Seattle.
What a hot potato possession that was. And it continues to be.
Nobody wants to bake that potato. And Alicia Clark, such an efficient shooter. 1 of 10 now in this game. And a foul called against Seattle.
Next one. Oh, gotta come back. Come back.
Seattle over the limit. So that is going to put Vegas at the line as Bird gets ready to check back in. Hey, fans can now bid on autographed items from this historic season. The net proceeds will benefit the Breonna Taylor Foundation and the African American Policy Forum's hashtag #SayHerName Mothers Network. Go to collectibleexchange.com to browse the WNBA collection. A lot of awesome items there. While Seattle has missed its last 9 shots, Vegas has cut it to 6.
Vegas has cut it to 6, playing to their identity, getting Asia Wilson looks, getting to the free throw line. Jackie Young hitting mid-range shots. That's how they've done it on the offensive end this season.
And a deflection there from Angel McCautry. A 10-0 Vegas run in the last 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Third quarter of game 1 of these best-of-5 finals. Prince flicks it. Bird, a deep one. No. Stewart fought. McCautry won. McCautry. Emma Canning's jumper. How about Emma Canning to make it a 4-point game?
Vegas has limited Seattle's fast break opportunities in the third quarter, and it's a lot easier to do that when you score on your end of the floor and can get your defense set.
Stewart dishes out. Clark stood up by Cannon. Clark another chance. Doesn't get that one either. She's now 1 of 11 from the floor and 0 of 4 from 3. McCautry flips it in. It is a 2-point game. A 17-point swing. Bird around the Stewart screen. Nice feed. Clark to Stewart for 2.
No, that was beautiful basketball. Getting the switch you want, then rolling into the post, and can't get the direct entry, so you reverse it to get it in. Really well done by Seattle.
Ends a 12-0 Vegas run. Stewart now with 22 points, 9 rebounds. Robinson around the Cannon screen. Robinson curls it in, puts the foul.
You're going to go behind on on-ball screen with Danielle Robinson because she cannot make threes. Sue Bird gets caught, and even on the long arm of Breanna Stewart, D-Rob able to finish. Wow, nice spin on the and one.
Robinson completes the three-point play. It's an extended 17-2 Vegas run to make this a one-point game. Bird pocket feed, Stewart no, rebound into the corner. Robinson bumped by Prince. Seattle over the limit, and Robinson will go to the line to try and give Vegas the lead.
Seattle, an offensive juggernaut in the first half, has 10 points here in the third quarter.
They scored the first bucket of the third to take a 19-point lead, and that has been completely erased with Robinson hitting one of these free throws. McCautry will check out. Angel McCautry with 18 points in 19 minutes. And Robinson is tied it at 67. About a 3-second difference, game and shot clock. Good cut from Lloyd. Lloyd got a whistle there. And Jewel Lloyd is going to shoot a pair.
Really nice spacing offensively on that possession by Seattle. All 5 players outside the three-point line as Vegas is fighting through screens. But Lloyd, because of that spacing, able to get a good look inside the paint.
It's game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Heat and the Lakers at 9 Eastern on ABC tonight. All this now playing on ESPN. Tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. Number 4, Georgia hosts number 7, Auburn, between the hedges, followed by our UFC Fight Night main card from Fight Island in Abu Dhabi. And our Monday Night Football matchup has Aaron Rodgers and the 3-0 Packers hosting the Falcons at Lambeau Field. It's all now playing on ESPN and the ESPN app. Turnover at the end of the quarter, and we go to the fourth, a 2-point game. Vegas down 19 early in the quarter. It's just a 2-point Seattle lead headed to the fourth.
And how about the perimeter play of a couple players for Vegas? Angel McCautry, Danielle Robinson. This is a game.
Welcome back here with the Aces, Angel McCautry, and your team was down by 17 at the half. What went on in that locker room, because you've come back out here and really gotten back in the game?
Just that, you know, it's their first finals. So the jitters are there. Everybody's anxious. Just calm down. Have some fun. Now they see they're having some fun. We come back, huh? So that's what you got to do. Enjoy the moment. You've
been having some fun. You've been very efficient. 18 points in 19 minutes. How are you able to be so efficient in moments like this?
You just got to have no conscience right now. It's the finals. Just got to give it all you got.
Thank you, Angel.
Thanks.
And it's important to remember, Angel McCautry has been to the finals 3 times before with Atlanta. So she has been in this moment, and she looked ready for the moment from the beginning of this game.
Jewel Lloyd's jumper rims out. Angel McCautry leads finals points per game, WNBA history, 31 points per game in the 9 finals games she had played prior to this one tonight. Big third quarter from the Las Vegas Aces. You heard Holly talk about the 17-point halftime deficit. Aces outscored the Storm 27-12. Seattle shot at just 4 of 18 from the floor in that quarter.
And there's usually, you know, a statistical correction in basketball, just not as drastic as we saw from Seattle from the first half to the second quarter.
We call it regression to the mean in analytics.
Is that what we call it?
That's what we call it. By the way, how great was Angel's interview? My goodness.
I only wish she had said there was going to be regression to the mean.
What she did say when she got done, she looked to whoever was sitting to her left and said, y'all like my responses? Seattle likes that response. Breanna Stewart connects from 3. Stewart now with 25 points. Lloyd with 25 points. They are the high scorers thus far in this game. Wilson raises up, can't get it to rattle in. 11th rebound for Stewart. Bird already with 12 assists, a finals record. Stewart on the move, through the lane, lays it in.
Nice job by both Stewart and Bird to recognize at that time Carolyn Swords was the one who was on Breanna Stewart, and that's going to be a mismatch out of the three-point line.
Lead back to 7 for Seattle. Aces had tied it towards the end of the third. McCautry's jumper, no. Rebound Swords. Another chance here for the Aces. Swords with 12 rebounds now as Wilson can't hit, and Lloyd comes up with the board.
7 of Swords' boards are on the offensive end of the floor.
Incredible. Stewart, you bet! The former finals MVP taking over in the fourth quarter. Breanna Stewart.
Breanna Stewart finding her hot hand here early in the fourth quarter, wide open. She's going to hit it. If you come out and she can go by it, she's going to score. And then again on Swords. Money.
The WNBA Finals 2020, presented by YouTube TV, is brought to you by AT&T 5G and by Taco Bell. Order ahead and pick up your favorites at our contactless drive-thru.
Breanna Stewart is one of the more remarkable comeback stories you'll ever hear from an Achilles injury. Just over a year ago, she came down awkwardly in a game and tore her Achilles. She was relentless in the rehab. Every single day after she was cleared to work out, she did a rehab workout, spending over $30,000 of her own money to make sure she came back stronger than ever. Here with 30 points in her first finals game since that injury, I can honestly tell you Breanna Stewart is better than ever coming off that Achilles tear.
She actually is, Holly. That's the thing. Sometimes we use that phrase after a player comes back from injury just as a cliche, but it is absolutely true. Breanna Stewart is better than ever, which is saying a lot. Doesn't get that one to drop. McCautry the rebound. Stewart with 30 points. The record for most points in a finals game is owned by the woman with the basketball, Angel McCautry, 38. Wilson. Double team. Had it knocked away. Stewart and Bird were there. Storm basketball.
She caught the ball. Asia Wilson caught the ball right where Seattle wanted. She was a step off of the lane. Breanna Stewart is long, and so she can give a cushion because of her arms and still get a piece of the basketball.
Seattle has 8 blocks in this game. They had a finals record 7 in the first half. Lloyd gets pushed by Robinson. That's going to be the 3rd team foul against Vegas in this fourth quarter. No team fouls against Seattle thus far.
It takes a lot of energy to come back from the deficit that Vegas came back from in that 3rd quarter. Will they have the energy and the push to overcome it again here in the 4th?
Stewart, truth on a 3. Breanna Stewart with 33 points. Her 5th 3 of the night. Assist number 14 for Sue Bird. She has already set a finals record. She has now tied the record for most assists in any playoff game. Lloyd flips it ahead, but a foul is called, and McCautry is going to shoot 2.
Breanna Stewart going down like she's setting a curl screen and instead pops back out. Defense not there. 33 for Breanna Stewart.
5 of 7 from downtown. She's 13 of 20 from the floor. She also has 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. And she has outscored the Aces 11-0 in this fourth quarter. And the Storm, once again, have a double-digit lead. McCautry hits the first free throw.
What?
2018 MVP Breanna Stewart going up against the 2020 MVP Asia Wilson. Wilson has 17 points, but on just 5 of 18 shooting in this game. McCautry hits the 20-point mark.
And now you see Vegas going with a small lineup, putting Angel McCautry at the 4. So McCautry or Young is going to be tasked with defending Breanna Stewart.
Bird fell down. Robinson hits the jumper.
So at this end of the floor, if you're Seattle, how do you take advantage of your size with Breanna Stewart having a smaller player on her?
Lloyd banks it in, puts the foul.
Because of the injury, Ryan, to De'Erica Hamby, Bill Lambier is going to have to do some different things with his lineup, as you see Jewel Lloyd doing a great job drawing the contact. And one of those changes is this small lineup. It's the first time Bill Lambier has had this group of 5 players on the floor this season.
Jewel Lloyd, 28 points now, 4 of 4 from the line. We'll see, Rebecca, if this new lineup can bring Bill Lambier some success as Wilson doesn't hit. Lloyd the rebound. Jewel Lloyd gives it up. Bird gives it back. Stewart turns and gets the roll. Breanna Stewart, 35 points. And that is Sue Bird's 15th assist, a new playoff record. Young can't finish. Stewart the rebound.
Keep going to that well. The mismatch at the 4 spot for Seattle.
Here it is, Young trying to defend Stewart. Lloyd looking for the feed. Stewart fading. Can't hit that time. The help was coming that time as Young needed some assistance. 13-point Seattle lead. McCautry finally misses from 3. She was 5 of 5, and now Sue Bird in Seattle will settle things down. Bird finds Stewart. Stewart on the run, lays it in. Breanna Stewart, 37 points in game 1 of these 2020 WNBA Finals. In the fourth quarter of play.
This lineup for Vegas cannot handle a Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart pick and roll. Not many can.
Well, this has been a magnificent performance from Breanna Stewart, the most decorated collegiate player ever, and trying to win her 2nd title in her young WNBA career.
I mean, what do you do with a player who is 6'4" and has the skill set of Breanna Stewart? Draining threes, putting the ball on the floor, posting up smaller players. An absolute handful.
1 point shy of Angel McCautry's finals record. Wilson finally gets a bunny.
How about that move, though? She caught it, literally bounced off the defender, and then still took it inside.
Stewart, not that time. She is feeling it, though. Wilson, the rebound. How about Jackie Young connecting on the jumper? And we've seen this Vegas team. They're resilient. They will not go quietly. They erased a 19-point third-quarter deficit within the 3rd. They have 3:40 left to do damage here in the 4th. Bird getting a breather for Seattle as Canada bricks it, but Clark finishes it.
It looked like Vegas may have been in a zone on that possession, and one thing you can do easier against the zone is get to the offensive glass.
You know, Sue Bird has got to be anxious to get back in that game. She has a career-high 16 assists, which is also a playoff record. When I say career-high, I mean regular season, playoffs. Sue Bird has the most assists in WNBA history, and she's never had as many in her career as she has tonight.
That's a long career.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been phenomenal today, not just with the assists, but orchestrating what's been going on for her team on the offensive end.
And Stewart 1 point shy of that McCautry record for most points in a finals game. McBride can't hit the 3. Stewart guides the rebound over to Bird. Stewart has 14 rebounds in this game. Stewart This time Seattle going to run some clock. Stewart, nice find, and Russell lays it in.
Really nice job passing to the high post against the zone, then getting the cutter on the inside. Bill Lambier trying a lot of different things. Small lineup, now he's back big, but playing the zone.
15-point Seattle lead. McBride denied by Stewart. Couldn't quite save it. Was out of bounds as she attempted it. But what a connection. Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart.
They have only been playing together for a few years, but wow, they have been on the same page.
Who's delivering? Brought to you by DoorDash.
Gee, I wonder who's delivering. It's been Breanna Stewart here. She is going to see where the driving lane is. You have it big on you, and you're Breanna Stewart. You can get to the bucket. This time, defense playing off because they know she can drive. Well, she can do that too. Hitting from deep on the three, and then this time A'ja Wilson gets caught up on the screen. Not there in time. Breanna Stewart has been in quite a zone.
Breanna Stewart, the first player in WNBA Finals history with 35 and 15. She has 37 points, one shy of Angel McCoughtry's Finals record, 38. Young can't hit. Bird the rebound. And Seattle now going to slow things down. The clock is their friend, leading by 15 in the fourth quarter of game one. You got to try and get Stewart the record, though, right?
I would think.
Bird. And did she step out of bounds? She did, as Seattle turns it over.
I think Gary Kloppenberg might be emptying his bench, though, because, yeah, Bill Lambier did the same thing coming out of that timeout.
So Stewart will head to the bench after an absolutely astonishing performance. 37 points, 15 rebounds on 15 of 24 shooting. As Cannon can't squeeze that in before the travel. And Vegas turns it over. I mean, we have never seen a player dominate the college ranks the way that Breanna Stewart did. And she was on that ascent, dominating this league with the 2018 she had, winning MVP of the regular season, winning Finals MVP, tears the Achilles in 2019. How's she going to come back? Yeah, just fine. Seattle 91, Las Vegas 76, 1:53 to go in the fourth quarter of game one of these best-of-5 WNBA Finals. Now, something to keep in mind, Bill Lambier, head coach of the Aces, 9-1 all-time in playoff games in the game immediately following a double-digit defeat. We will see if this score ends up presenting that opportunity. Game two, Sunday at 3 Eastern on ABC, as Canada hits the jumper. Not her forte, but Seattle will take it. These teams have emptied out their benches. Beat Lakers coming up tonight on ABC at 9 Eastern. Keep the hoops going.
Vegas now with 11 points in this quarter, and we talked about the energy that it takes to make a run like they did in the third quarter to cut into that deficit. Breanna Stewart outscoring the Vegas Aces team here in the fourth, 15-11.
Prince had a very big first half for Seattle. Couldn't twist that three in, but it's out of bounds off of Allen. Well, Rebecca, let me ask you this. We got 1:05 left in this fourth quarter. We saw Vegas take a 19-point deficit and erase it in the third quarter. This game was tied towards the end of the third quarter before Seattle took control back of this game. But what should the Aces be focusing on as they get ready to bounce back in game two Sunday at 3 Eastern on ABC?
Resting their legs. You know, remember, they went to a 5-game series, so they played on Tuesday. Seattle ended their series on Sunday and had a little bit more time to rest. And I think in that third quarter, that push just took a lot out of Vegas. But they're really going to have to figure out how to contend with Breanna Stewart if she is going to be able to continue to shoot the basketball and Jewel Lloyd like they did today.
Young hits the jumper and has a chance for three. There's no good answer when it comes to how to defend Breanna Stewart, is there?
No. I mean, in turnovers were an issue at times for Vegas in their semifinal series against Connecticut. Great job taking care of the basketball today. Single-digit turnovers, only 9. Early in the first half, they had a lot more field goal attempts than Seattle. They just weren't able to convert on enough of them.
Just incredible performances in this game from the Storm. Stewart with the 37 and 15. Jewel Lloyd with 28 on 11 of 17 shooting. Sue Bird, a finals and playoff record. 16 assists, also a career high for her. And the Seattle Storm can dribble this one out. It is all cosmetic at this point. The Seattle Storm have taken game 1 of the 2020 WNBA Finals. 93-80, the final score tonight. Sue Bird, the WNBA Finals and playoff record, 16 assists. Breanna Stewart, 37 points, 15 rebounds, 15 of 24 from the floor.
I mean, Breanna Stewart was clutch all game long. Phenomenal from the three-point line, 5 of 8 from deep. But it's this skill set and variety in her offensive toolkit that allows her to be so dangerous. Can put the ball on the floor, can step out deep from 3, can assist, can handle in the open floor, can post up and score on smaller players. Breanna Stewart came back from her Achilles injury better than she was when she was the MVP.